Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. In part 2, we'll walk you through how to make these delicious dumplings step by step, filling, folding, and steaming to perfection. Why the pleats matter. Those tiny folds aren't just for looks. They keep the dumplings sealed so the broth stays locked inside. Too few pleats, the soup leaks. Too thick a wrapper, you lose the delicate bite. It's all about precision. Xiaolongbao might seem intimidating, but the process is deeply rewarding. Once you nail the technique, you'll appreciate why these dumplings are worth the effort. Where to find the best Xiaolongbao? If there's one thing Xiaolongbao fans agree on, it's that not all dumplings are created equal. The best ones balance a paper-thin wrapper, rich broth, and just the right amount of filling. While Din Tai Fung made them famous globally, there are hidden gems and regional twists worth tracking down. Din Tai Fung and beyond. Din Tai Fung set the gold standard for Xiaolongbao, and for good reason. Their 18-fold perfection, consistently thin skins, and savory broth keep fans lining up worldwide. But they're not the only players. Here's where else to find standout dumplings. Iconic spots in China. Jia Tang Bao, Shanghai. A no-frills spot near People's Square, famous for pork-filled Xiaolongbao with broth that's pure umami. Nanxiang Steamed Bun Restaurant, Shanghai. One of the oldest, serving dumplings since 1900. Try their crab roe Xiaolongbao. Fuchun, Shanghai. A local favorite for thicker-skinned dumplings, cheaper and less touristy. Underrated gems abroad. Paradise Dynasty, Singapore. Known for their colorful, 8 flavors, Xiaolongbao lineup, including truffle and cheese. Luck Yu Tea House, Hong Kong. A historic tea house where dumplings are served the old-school way, with strong tea. Bao Story, Los Angeles. A tiny shop in San Gabriel Valley specializing in ultra-thin wrappers and a pork-to-broth ratio that rivals Din Tai Fung. Pro tip. Skip the lunch rush. Xiaolongbao taste best when freshly steamed, not sitting under a heat lamp. Local versus global variations. Xiaolongbao might have started in Shanghai, but travel changes things. Regional twists pop up based on local tastes and ingredients. Here's how they differ. Traditional versus adapted styles. Shanghai. Thin skins, pork-heavy filling, and clear broth. Vinegar and ginger are non-negotiable. Taiwan. Din Tai Fung's style, slightly sweeter broth, with a focus on meticulous folding. US often larger, with thicker wrappers to survive delivery. Some spots add crab or truffle for luxury spins. Why the differences? Local preferences drive changes. Taiwanese versions use sweeter soy sauce, while American ones adjust for diners who might not know the bite-sip technique. In Shanghai, street vendors keep it simple and cheap, but overseas chefs might elevate it for fine dining. One thing stays the same. The first bite should always surprise you with hot, flavorful soup. If it doesn't, you're in the wrong place. Tip for travelers. If you see Xiaolongbao on a menu outside China, ask if they make them daily. Freshness beats fancy decor every time. Now that you know where to look, it's time to start tasting, because the best Xiaolongbao hunt is a delicious one. Making Xiaolongbao at home. Craving fresh Xiaolongbao but don't live near a top-tier dumpling spot? With the right tools and a little patience, you can recreate these soup-filled wonders in your own kitchen. Here's what you need to know before you start folding. Essential tools and equipment. You don't need a professional kitchen, but a few key tools make the process smoother. Bamboo steamers. The traditional choice for even heat distribution. Look for stackable ones, 10-12-inch diameter, at Asian grocery stores or online. Pro tip. Line them with cabbage leaves or parchment to prevent sticking. Rolling pin. A small, thin wooden pin works best for rolling wrappers evenly. Skip the heavy Western ones, they're harder to control. Bench scraper. Helps portion dough cleanly and lift delicate wrappers without tearing. Fine mesh strainer. For clarifying broth when making gelatin. Cheesecloth also works. Food thermometer. Ensures your water stays at the right temp, around 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 38 degrees Celsius, for dough hydration. If you're missing something, improvise. No bamboo steamer, use a metal one with a tight-fitting lid. Quick tips for beginners. First-time Xiaolongbao makers, take notes. These shortcuts cut frustration without sacrificing flavor. Use store-bought wrappers. Look for thin, round dumpling skins. Gyoza or wonton wrappers work in a pinch. Skip the thick ones, they won't cook evenly. Shortcut the gelatin. Simmer store-bought chicken broth with unflavored gelatin powder, 1 packet per cup of broth, for a quicker aspect. Chill your filling. Cold filling is easier to handle. Pop it in the freezer for 15 minutes before wrapping to reduce leaks. Pleat with confidence. Aim for at least 12 folds, but don't stress perfection. Even ugly dumplings taste great. Steam in batches. Overcrowding leads to stuck-together dumplings. Leave space for expansion. Common pitfalls to avoid. Rolling wrappers too thick, they'll taste doughy, or too thin, they'll tear. Overfilling, a teaspoon of filling per wrapper is plenty. Skipping the vinegar dip, it balances the richness. Remember, even pros mess up their first batch. The soup might escape, the pleats might collapse, but the flavor will still be worth it. Xiaolongbao are more than just dumplings, they're a bite-sized symbol of Chinese culinary tradition. Every element, from the delicate folds to the hidden soup, tells a story of skill and ingenuity. Whether you seek them out at a world-famous restaurant or attempt them at home, the experience is worth the effort. There's no wrong way to enjoy them, as long as you savor the broth first. So grab your chopsticks or rolling pin and join the millions who've fallen for this Shanghai masterpiece. The best part, there's always a new twist or technique to discover. Next time you see Xiaolongbao on a menu, order them without hesitation. Or better yet, gather ingredients for a weekend cooking project. Either way, you're in for a delicious lesson in food culture. Got a favorite Xiaolongbao spot or homemade trick? Share it below. We're always hunting for the next great dumpling. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe.